Today is a very important day. It's day 555. Got me mug. Now I did want to go to Pro Drive and go round where they build the Subarus, but I've just not had time. But apparently you can go on a trip round there, but with COVID and all the disarray of the country, it's been a bit complicated. Anyway, I'm not going to get a chance to get there today, but it would have been nice to visit there today. So you need to keep your eyes out in the videos for 555 hidden within them today. So this was the lovely sunflower maze car park, which is now like the sun. Sam's now got some fuel, so he's on his way up with a bucket of rubble. I've got another bucket of rubble now. I'm going to try and get the wagons to space out better on the road as well, because they're all parking bumper to bumper and people are overtaking and can't see that there's 3 wagons in a row, so they end up getting stuck in the middle of the road. Yeah, the problem is that looks like 1 wagon park there, but in reality it's 2. So when someone goes to overtake, they can't get past, so I keep telling them to leave a gap between each other. Just going back for another bucket full of stone now. I don't think you can see, probably not because of the hedge. The pigeons are on the sunflowers, eating them. Like seeing this gap now, to be honest. It's a bit rough, this track. See them stood on the top there. Zoom in. No water on the window. There they are. Not wanting to move. They're having to cut this corner when the wagons are parked under the grader. Start pulling forwards further, so the tractors are cutting the corner. Anyway, there's no stone underneath, it's just wood chip, which is now obviously wet and floating. So we're just stoning this up now, making a bit of a diagonal, and then I've stoned up behind there where it was sinking a bit as well. This is the grader, so the potatoes come up there, go over them rollers, that cleans the soil out and any small ones, and onto here, and then they can pick any bits of rubbish and drop them down these chutes, and then they end up in that trailer, and then there's all the controls to control everything to fill in the hopper. It's a bit muddy, isn't it? Look at this for a beast. 6-wheel drive. It's got pick-up hitch on it as well, I think. Yeah, pick-up hitch under there. It's a monster, that. Crop Master's got a little tiny hole in that diesel pipe. And the radiator's leaking a little bit. Last year I paid £255 a tonne for urea. This year it's now going to cost me today £540 a tonne, so it's well more than double. But on the plus side, I've just sold 3 load of oilseed rape, which will pay for it, and last year 3 load of oilseed rape would have paid for it as well. So oilseed rape is up massively, as well as fertilisers up massively, but it's still a kick in the teeth because it's probably going to cost me 15 grand more, is it, for that fertiliser than it would have done last year. So that's 15 grand that now isn't my profit and is someone who produces the gas's profit, whether that be the Russians or someone from Norway or wherever. It's just the way it goes, isn't it? So I can't complain when I can sell rape at £525 a tonne plus bonuses, but it's highly annoying. Howard's here, fitting the GPS to the 936, and also a chrome guard for the exhaust, which will make it look better when it's got painted black. I've had to put some rad weld in. I think he's trying to get the radiator warm now. Start working properly. Just dropping the soil trailer off for him because the one that we're using is got an hydraulic pipe burst. Beastie wagon. Track's now wrecked as well. Just took the old guard off. Sam's just brushing the road because the track's now so trashed, it's getting muddy, so it's just sliding it on the top now. Brushing the highway. Merlo. So the 2 fence now have got matching exhausts. Just needs the black paintwork now and these painting silver. So that'll be a winter project for us. So chip washing down the grids. Any wood chip that gets spilled basically just floats to the grids. So he's just doing that now. So he's doing a nice job. Because also the rain is washing the concrete. So that means that when it dries on the boat, we just steal that little bit. Robin's been cutting some logs and I'm splitting them with the homemade log splitter. Made a ram off the road. Spade off an image, so a bit of muck of it. We've had our task audit today, which is for the grain store. So Chrissy's just finishing that off, and I'm just putting this back on the combine while it's parked in the shed over winter, because someone's coming from the Class magazine to do an article on the combine and the header. So if you take any pictures, we'll have this plate on it because it looks cool. Or if you know anyone that's got a 21 plate Lexus and wants to buy it, let me know. Sam's just stockpiling the green waste up high, ready for chipping next week. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be like that. That pin's obviously snapped. I wonder was it this morning when it had some rubble in the bucket? I didn't hear a noise. We've had Merlos now since 2001. So what's that, 20 years? Never snapped one of them pins yet. So whether it's just a defect in the pin. Just going to take the 936 for a spin round the block, blow the dust off the bonnet and show it Chris, who's hopefully going to be painting it for me, see what he thinks. Apologies for the dirty window. I'm just following the spud harvester now. It's doing about 7k. No, 8k, sorry. Hoovering up potatoes. This feels not bad land, to be honest. So that's why they're on here digging now, because it's quite wet everywhere else. Catch it up so we can see better out that window. Just doing some wider tyres on his trailers, to be fair. So he's stopped now, he can now start filling the hopper on the harvester. And then I'll jump off. Yeah, so he'll now fill the hopper up. The other trailer will then pull underneath and then he'll start discharging again into it. The idea of that, if it's really wet because it's on tracks, you can just leave the trailers at the edge of the field, keep taking stuff to them. He's just cutting in a bit now. But at least if you get them off, we can get it sown with wheat. This might be interesting here because there's a bit of water. It's quite wet. It's very quiet. All going up there, shaking all the soil out. Top's coming out the back. Can't even tell. Now he'll pull underneath there now. He'll drop his elevator and start discharging. Obviously that was the spud harvester hoovering up. We'll try and get a closer look at it, maybe some slow-mo footage of it working over the next few days. Just in the shed, fans are on because it's obviously a cool night tonight. Got my new Fendt coat on. Thank you to Howard from Hughes that gave me this coat. Came obviously with this tractor, second-hand tractor. Yet I got a coat. Buy a new one. What did I get? Mat for the floor, if you're watching Gary. Anyway, been up to see Chris before about painting this tractor. Let me show you why we're not wrapping it. How is it possible to wrap over like them welds? It just isn't, basically. So I know people say, oh, you can wrap cars because they're more detailed. You don't have rivets on a car either. Bolts, I know you can take them out, wrap over it and put them back in, but there's just too many. Let's turn the light on. There's just too much of this kind of stuff going on that you're just never going to be able to wrap round. They'll just peel and look terrible, like so that. So that's why paint is the better option. Lots of people have come up with different things for the cool wall. Well, what I was thinking of last night is if I could have 5 tractors in a shed, but ones with cabs on, not classic ones, what would they be? So if you want to leave a comment on what you think that your top 5 would be with cabs on, leave it below. So don't just put one, because you get loads of people putting just one tractor and then you're trying to work it out. I want to see if there's if like someone that likes a 7, 8, 10, for instance, also thinks like an MB Track's cool, or a 1455. So I think if I could have 5, I'd probably have like 1455, maybe a 7, 8, 10 Deer, Black 936 perhaps, classic fast tracker 8 maybe, and MB track or something like that. I don't know. I've not fully decided what my top ones would be. Probably a quad track as well, actually. But what would your 5 top ones be? Anyway, that's probably about all for today. Thank you everyone that's watching. Don't forget, if you've watched it this far, click like, then YouTube shows it to more people. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, another video's over there, and you can subscribe over there. And there's a guest outro as well. See you tomorrow.